Shocking news is here. Building combustion-powered vehicles and SUVs for GM through 2035 might bring in billions. It seems like this is the end of gasoline-powered vehicles. By 2035, General Motors will no longer produce gas-powered cars and trucks and will only make zero-emission vehicles, shattering the American automaker's long-standing reputation for building gas-guzzling SUVs. Is this the end to normal cars? Here, you'll get to know more about this drastic change. The internal combustion engine's days are coming to an end. One of the biggest automakers in the world, General Motors, announced that it would phase out gasoline-powered cars and trucks by 2035 and only sell zero-emission vehicles. Currently, General Motors generates billions of dollars from selling gas-guzzling pickup trucks and sport utility vehicles. The declaration is going to put pressure on automakers all across the world to declare comparable pledges. Don't you think this will cause the EV industry to suffer greatly? Additionally, it might inspire President Biden and other elected figures to advocate for even more stringent climate change legislation. Leaders might use GM's decision as proof that even large corporations have concluded that it's time for the world to start moving away from fossil fuels, which have been driving the global economy for more than a century. The auto industry, which combined to employ roughly 1 million people in the United States in 2019, more than any other manufacturing sector by a wide margin, will undoubtedly be affected by GM's move. The oil and gas industry, whose success is strongly related to the internal combustion engine, will also be greatly impacted. Rapid changes in the auto sector could result in employment losses and failures of connected businesses. Because electric cars don't require oil changes or transmissions, traditional service facilities will need to adapt how they operate. Additionally, the production of electric automobiles requires fewer workers, endangering traditional industrial jobs. The switch to electric vehicles will also lead to growth in industries like mining, battery production, and charging stations. Sales of electric cars increased in 2022 in Europe and China, but they remain niche products in the United States. They are primarily purchased by affluent early adopters who are drawn to the luxury models made by Tesla, which dominates the markets, and by environmentalists. On the other side, electric models like Tesla models have even more features and capabilities than other models. So there's a chance of an increase in the purchase of electric cars in the future. Eventually, gasoline cars will get downgraded. So will this situation tarnish all the gasoline-powered cars? What are your thoughts? While declining to explicitly address GM's decision, a Ford Motor spokesman stated that his business was committed to leading the electric vehicle revolution in the areas where we are strong. Prior to GM's announcement, a number of other automakers, the majority of them European, committed to taking more modest steps in the direction GM claims it is headed. Volkswagen pledged an electric version for each of its models by 2030, while Daimler, the manufacturer of Mercedes-Benz vehicles, stated that it will have a hybrid or electric version of each of its models by 2022. According to GM, the company's decision to move to electric vehicles is a component of a larger strategy to achieve carbon neutrality by 2040. Mary T. Barra, GM's chairman and chief executive, said in a statement, "General Motors is joining governments and businesses around the world working to establish a safer, greener, and better world. Even GM's plants are turning green." According to CEO Barra, all of the company's American operations will use renewable energy by 2030, and locations worldwide will do the same by 2035. As GM wants to establish ambitious goals to cut emissions and identify more sustainable materials, suppliers will also be included in the process. The business will create a sustainable council to exchange and disseminate best practices to stakeholders and interested parties in order to accomplish these aims. Following its announcement, GM stock surged and ended the day up 3.5%, reflecting a growing investor consensus that electric vehicles are the way of the future. Tesla and other electric car makers will eventually rule the auto industry, and companies that do not make the switch to electric vehicles will struggle. Right after the decision itself, GM stocks started reflecting growth. Surprisingly, their decision is becoming successful. What are your thoughts on this? And that's about it. Will this coming era take over electric cars? Will that affect the gasoline-powered cars? If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like more updated news on cars, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon to not miss out on any video and get notifications on time. Don't hesitate to give suggestions for our videos. See you in the next one. Goodbye.